Today, we're gonna win. We're gonna fight.
Notre Dame stops it. The Irish win the game.
We play together, we play for each other, and we play to win.
Inside Notre Dame Football with Brian Kelly is presented by TireRack.com and brought to you by Team Notre Dame members Coca-Cola, Sprint, Gatorade, and Under Armour. Inside Notre Dame Football is also sponsored by ATI Physical Therapy, Bank of America, Cadillac, CBTS, Xfinity, Meyer, Notre Dame Federal Credit Union, Sirius XM Satellite Radio, and UPS.
You know, you look at 3 games. You know, we fumbled the ball trying to run out the clock. We missed a field goal. We botched an extra point. You know, it's a play here, it's a play there. When we went 12-0, we had to kick an extra field goal in 3 overtimes. We have won close games since I've been here. The program really hasn't changed. The foundation is solid. There's a great positive energy within the program. We did not win some of the close games, but we'll be back at it next year and we'll win some of those close games.
Irish head coach Brian Kelly talking about the struggles his team endured this season and also a long-term outlook that remains bright for the Notre Dame football program. Hello again, Irish fans, and welcome to this special Music City Bowl edition of Inside Notre Dame Football with Brian Kelly. I'm Jack Nolan. In my 3 decades plus covering Notre Dame, I have never been around a football team that suffered the personnel losses this year's football team did. I know in a bottom-line society, no one wants to hear excuses, and this team never used the personnel losses as an excuse for their performance on the field, but there is no question losing all those players played a major role in Notre Dame losing 5 games during the regular season.
There's, you know, areas where, you know, you wish you had a little bit more veteran presence, but we lost 5 guys at the start of the season that we didn't complain about, but it affected us in terms of depth. You know, then you lose 3 guys to the draft early. But having said that, we didn't use any of those as excuses, but we played a lot of young guys, and we are who we are. We take full responsibility for who we are and what our record is, but our kids are going to be really good football players, and we're excited about the future.
This is Jessica. Jessica is driving to the mall, so she's not thinking about tires right now. If she were, she or her parents could go to TireRack.com to find the right tires for her car and get them delivered to an independent recommended installer. But Jessica's not thinking about tires. She's thinking, OMG, if Colt doesn't ask me to the prom, my life is totally over. It's tragical. Tire Rack is a proud sponsor of Street Survival, a hands-on driving experience preparing teens for real roads in the real world.
Now remember, Mr. Scrooge, we can see them, but they can't see us.
Look how happy they are.
With Xfinity, you get the fastest, most reliable in-home Wi-Fi in all rooms, on all devices, all the time.
Connect us, everyone. Hey, Mr. Scrooge.
That's weird.
Bring power to your presence with Xfinity. Get started with Xfinity Internet for $19.99 a month for a year. Call 1-855-215-FAST or visit Comcast.com today.
Sweat. It says I was here. I worked here. It says I only have so much to give before I have to take. What I lose, I want to get back. Sweat says, I earned this. Gatorade, created to help replace what you sweat out.
Ending the regular season with 4 straight losses is a streak no observer of Notre Dame football expected. A streak that has naturally pushed to the back of the minds of many Irish fans the positives the men in gold helmets did create during 2014.
I'm really proud of the way they overcame some adversity earlier in the year, competed, you know, really rose to the occasion on the road against Florida State, if not for a controversial call at the end, and then missed opportunities late in the season. You know, if you look at the last 2 home games, you know, an overtime loss to Northwestern and then, you know, a 3-point loss to Louisville. I think those 2 games probably stand out as probably ones where, you know, we had opportunities to win those games and just didn't make a play. And then probably a little bit of everything catching up with us at USC. That was disappointing, but all in all, I think probably not what we wanted. Certainly a lot to look forward to.
Have you ever been around a defensive unit that endured the personnel losses that your defense did this year?
Not at its core. We made a huge transition from Coach Diaco to Coach Van Gorder. And so you needed somebody to bridge that gap, and we weren't sure who that person was to communicate it outside the coaching staff, and it happened to be Joe Schmidt. Joe did a great job of being able to communicate the defense and really was our guy, if you will, out there trying to get everybody lined up, did a very good job. And when we lost him, we lost that communication piece. And losing him and then losing our inside presence, Jerron Jones, Sheldon Day, we took a big hit because we were playing a lot of freshmen anyway.
When you consider those factors, how do you think the defense played? Do you have some positives out of the season?
Oh, yeah. I think there was a lot of guys trending up. I mean, Cole Luke, James Onalalu, Jerron Jones, Jalen Smith. I think I could probably name 5 freshmen that got incredible experience and are only going to get better because of the experience.
When you don't have enough wins, everything gets examined, but when you look at your offensive numbers, you gained a lot of yards, you scored a lot of points. So how do you evaluate the play of the offense this season?
Too many turnovers, simply that. I mean, we had too many opportunities to put games away. And I think if I look at the offense, it's a matter of where we needed to control some games we did not. And I point those 2 games at the home, Louisville and Northwestern, where I think our offense really needed to control it. And then the number of turnovers against Arizona State was just unacceptable. 4 of our 5 losses came to top 25 teams, and 3 of them by 10 points total. We know where we are. We just needed to play better on offense, I think, and a lot of that had to do with turning the football over.
Now, even with their struggles this season, the Irish played well enough to earn a bowl bid, making Coach Kelly the first Irish coach to take his team to a bowl in each of his first 5 seasons. The bowl bid enables the Irish to get invaluable additional practices in the month of December, both to improve for future seasons and to prepare for the opportunity to break their current 4-game losing streak.
Nothing tastes good. The food doesn't taste good. You don't feel good after losing 4 games. Winning cures a lot of those things. So that's very, very important to us. But, there are some, 2015 things that are very important too, and that is, getting this team in the right position to begin 15 in the right way and getting off to a great start and putting together the kind of season that we all believe we could have had this year.
Before earning enough cash back from Bank of America to help pay for her kids' ice time. Before earning 1% cash back everywhere, every time.
Close the front door!
And 2% back at the grocery store. Even before she got 3% back on gas, all with no hoops to jump through. Katie used her Bank AmeriCard Cash Rewards credit card to stay warm and toasty during the heat of competition. That's the comfort of rewarding connections. Apply online or at a Bank of America near you.
Gunnerman Group is a go.
Yes! Not just a startup, an upstart. Gotta get going.
Gotta be good.
Good?
Good.
Growth is the goal. How do we do that?
I talked to UPS. They'll help us out. New technology, smart advice. We focus on the business, and they take care of the logistics.
UPS.
Good going.
We get good. That's great.
Great. Great.
Great.
Great.
Great.
Great.
Great.
Great.
Great.
I love logistics.
This is Phyllis. Phyllis is headed to a science conference, so she's not thinking about tires right now. But if she were, all she'd need to know is TireRack.com. She could use their reviews to find the perfect tires for her car and get them shipped to a local recommended installer. But Phyllis isn't thinking about tires. Phyllis is thinking, I'm not really sure, but it's probably important. TireRack.com. Find, deliver, install.
Well, Notre Dame will continue to practice right up until the team's Music City Bowl matchup with LSU on December 30th. The coaching staff has already had an opportunity to take a look at many of the younger players on the roster who will be playing key roles for the Irish next season.
We're looking at some younger offensive linemen. They're getting some more of a prominent role. Mike McGlinchey is playing a lot for us. We really like his progress. Alex Bars is going to be a terrific football player for us. Quentin Nelson. Defensively, we're able to get a better evaluation and see more of, a Jay Hayes, and we're able to see a lot more of some of the freshmen that, we didn't want to get on the field. As you know, we've got a competitive situation at quarterback with Malik and Everett, and we're really pleased with what Malik is doing. Now that he has an opportunity to really go out and compete, it's been really, really good for everybody, and I think our team too. They want to see the competition at these positions, and that's why the practices, although been short because we're in exams, have been very spirited.
And regardless of how that competition comes out, Everett is still going to be a very important part of the puzzle going forward. How has he responded to the difficult situation of basically being demoted somewhat?
Yeah, well, he's taken number 2 reps. Malik's taken number 1 reps, and we wanted to see Malik in that position. He's never gotten, the first offensive line. He's always had the second offensive line with him. Everett's a competitor. He wants to be with the first group, but he understands that there's competition. He's handled himself in a professional manner. He comes to work every day looking to get better.
Does that mean right now that Malik heads into the bowl game as the starting quarterback?
For us right now, it means that Malik is definitely going to play, and he's going to play a prominent role in the game. Who starts the game is still something that we'll figure out over the next couple of practices, but he'll definitely play a prominent role.
When you get past the playoff bowl games, this is one of the bowl games everybody's mentioning. For LSU fans, getting a chance to play you is a big deal.
This is a good matchup. I mean, it's not your host bowl, but it is a bowl game where 2 teams with great traditions are coming together, and you've got 2 teams that are building, 2 teams that are fairly young, that are going to get an opportunity to compete. I think it's a nice matchup.
We will talk more with Coach Kelly about the challenge the 23rd ranked Tigers will pose for the Irish later in this show. But now it is time for a look at the ATI Physical Therapy Strong and True moment for the 2014 season. Everett Golson's 4th down, 23-yard touchdown pass to Ben Koyak with 61 seconds left that gave the Irish a 17-14 win over Stanford on October 4th. When you look at the bowl games not connected to the college football playoff process, the Notre Dame LSU matchup is considered by just about everybody one of the more interesting matchups of the holiday season. And it's one the Irish players are fired up about for a variety of reasons.
Very excited. It's going to be a great game, and you want to compete against the best.
I got a lot of friends that I got one of my best friends goes to LSU, and got a lot of ties there, so it should be a fun game. This is what we come to Notre Dame for, big-time games, big-time opportunities, and it's not much bigger than playing LSU at the end of the year.
It's definitely a great way to go out, coming to a school like Notre Dame. That's, the perks that you get, playing, on a national level, no matter who the opponent is, it's prestigious, atmosphere.
Some big guys down there, it's SEC football like everybody says. They like to power it in, try to bully you. And it's definitely a great running game. And then with their running backs that they have, it's definitely impressive.
Very eager, I feel like everybody on our team is, we can't wait to go out and play. It's a great opponent, and, it's going to be a great game.
Even though it did not lead to the number of wins the Irish expected to record this season, Notre Dame did put one of the nation's most potent offenses on the field, one that featured the nation's 16th best passing offense that generated an average of 33 points per game. That means Coach Kelly had a lot of scoring drives to choose from for the TireRack.com drive of the season.
I would say probably the drive against Arizona State that put us back in the game, and there was a great amount of energy there. We had just come off a disappointing loss against Florida State, bounced back, and then we go on the road again, and our kids battled and got right back into that football game, even having turned the ball over 4 times. I think it just showed the kind of character that the football team had and the resolve it had. Now, didn't turn out the way we wanted, and the game, separated from us. But I just thought that was the kind of spirit our football team had this year.
The evolution of luxury continues. The next generation 2015 Escalade.
Hey, Rich, what's that in your hand?
My AT&T cell phone bill.
Verizon bill?
Yeah.
That's cool.
No.
How much are you spending per month?
$110.
$120.
$330.
Yeah.
What if Sprint could cut your rate plan in half and give you unlimited talk and text in the U.S. and match your data?
Goodbye, Verizon. I am done with AT&T.
Bring in your Verizon or AT&T bill, turn in your old phone, and we'll cut your rate plan in half. Visit us online or visit a Sprint store today.
For the Notre Dame football team, the first Sunday of December was significant for 2 reasons. The Irish learned the location and matchup for their bowl game and also took part in the now annual Kelly Cares Foundation Notre Dame Football Kids Meyer Shopping Spree. 109 local elementary and middle school students were paired with a Notre Dame football player and given a $100 gift card they could use to buy presents for themselves or others. But first, they received a greeting from the head coach himself.
This is an opportunity for our players to get with those in our community. That's why you're here today. And so our players sit in those chairs that you're sitting in every day at our meetings. And they're going to come in and they're going to be your host today at Myers. So whatever seat that you're sitting in has been assigned to one of our players. He's going to take you to Myers, and today you're the lucky recipient of a $100 gift card and a shopping spree at Meijer today.
After the pre-shopping pep talk from Coach Kelly, it was off to a local Meijer store where the aisles were soon packed with players and kids sharing in the spirit of the season.
They're getting stuff for their siblings, their mom, their dad, and that's really neat to see that these kids are not just about themselves.
In the season of giving, you're sitting here giving the kids the opportunity to give, which they may not always have that opportunity.
The 2014 Irish are disappointed with the way things turned out during the regular season, but days like this help put things in perspective for the players.
These are the moments that you really cherish. Yeah, the football is good and everything like that, but for us to be, have a platform to give back and things like that, it means so much to me, though, seriously.
It makes you look back and kind of just see what we have outside of football. It makes you kind of come back to the real world outside of the Notre Dame football bubble or Notre Dame community and just kind of appreciate everything.
Clearly, the young shoppers had a lot of fun, but so did the Irish players.
Has decided to forego the NFL draft to rule the galaxy with his father.
Are you kidding me? I love this. I'm wearing a Darth Vader mask. I've got Darth Vader thing on. I mean, you can't ever forget, you lose sight of the impact you can have in the community with kids around here. And regardless of what happens on the football field, if you're injured, if you're winning the national championship, it really doesn't matter. What's important is what you do with your life and the impact you can have on people.
There's more to it than just weight training, conditioning, going to class. We want you to be involved in our community, and this is a way that you can make a kid's day really, really special. You can make their year.
It's been an awesome day. I think we've had fun. Have you had fun? Mm-hmm. Yeah? It's been good?
Yep.
Awesome.
This is the 3rd year for the annual Kelly Cares Kids holiday shopping trip, and it was especially heartwarming that most of the kids were more interested in buying gifts for others than for themselves. And Irish fans are also getting a little early Christmas present. Sheldon Day's knee injury is completely healed, so he will start against LSU. But first, Sheldon gets the honor of running the final inside Notre Dame football's 60-second drill of the 2014 season. Favorite all-time movie?
Good Burger.
Player on the team most like you?
John Turner.
First car you ever drove?
2002 Impala.
Favorite TV show?
House of Pain.
Favorite musical group or artist?
Notorious B.I.G.
What did you do on your first date?
Red Lobster.
Most famous person you have met?
John Bon Jovi.
Place anywhere in the world you would like to visit?
Cancun.
What is your favorite place at Notre Dame?
My dorm.
Get up early or sleep in?
Get up early.
What is your pregame routine?
Cheesy volcano. Lasagna, potatoes, corn, mounted with cheese.
Toughest player to tackle on the team?
Terrian Folsom.
Best singer on the team?
Sheldon Day.
Best dancer on the team?
Kavari Russell.
Best comedian on the team?
Jay Hayes.
Best dresser on the team?
Max Redfield.
Worst dresser on the team?
Chase Hounshell.
Best thing about playing for Notre Dame?
God Country Notre Dame.
Sheldon Day, you've completed the 60-second drill on Inside Notre Dame Football. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, here we go.
Wow.
Cool, huh?
Good job.
Thank you. Okay, let's go inside.
When you get all your lighting and Christmas decorations at low Meyer prices, you can spread the spirit of the season a little further. And the further you spread the spirit, the better the holidays get.
A financial institution is behind many of the milestones in your life. Pick one that sees you as more than just an account number. Own your dreams. Join a credit union today.
It's time for our Ask Coach Kelly questions presented by CBTS. First, the answer to Terry McCauley's question from the USC show. Neither Coach Kelly nor I knew that Notre Dame comes out of the tunnel first at home games now because the NCAA now allows the visiting team to determine when it takes the field, and the visitors always choose to come out last. Now this week's question from Ed Kennedy of Canfield, Ohio. Coach, have you considered using a two running back I formation on occasion to mix up the offensive look?
Well, we do. I mean, we run a tight end back out of the pistol, which is really the I formation, and we've had some pretty good success with it. We just don't use it as a high frequency because it's not what we do. But yeah, we like to use that to mix it up. I thought we had some pretty good success with it against Florida State. We used it against USC, ran some play action off of it. It's really a good formation for us to run the ball up inside and some play action, so we'll continue to use that kind of look.
We wrap up this show by taking a look at the LSU team Notre Dame will face in the Music City Bowl. The Tigers are ranked #1 in the country in passing efficiency defense, and other than Navy, own the best running game the Irish have faced this year, churning out nearly 220 yards rushing per game, a rushing attack that has caught the attention of Coach Kelly.
Well, I think you start with a power running game, physical, and they want to exert their will. You know, they're still trying to find themselves at quarterback too, but they have the ability with some long, tall, athletic receivers to get some shot play, so we'll have to do a great job on the perimeter. Defensively, extremely athletic, great corner play, and want to, again, show you that they can bring their front four and control the flow of the game with their front four. Pretty much what you see is what you get, extremely athletic defense.
The Music City Bowl kicks off at 3 p.m. Eastern Time on Tuesday, December 30th in Nashville. And that will do it for this season of Inside Notre Dame Football. Thanks so much for watching each and every week. Happy holidays to all. And as always, go Irish. Inside Notre Dame Football with Brian Kelly has been presented by TireRack.com and brought to you by Team Notre Dame members Coca-Cola, Sprint, Gatorade, and Under Armour. Inside Notre Dame Football is also sponsored by ATI Physical Therapy, Bank of America, Cadillac, CBTS, Xfinity, Meyer, Notre Dame Federal Credit Union, Sirius XM Satellite Radio, and UPS.